Well, hi, baby.
Hi, baby. We're back.
And we got a sign.
Yeah, we're making changes.
Yeah,
little by little.
we're supposed
Still no
to,
walls, though.
Yeah, still no walls, but that's fine. We are planning on getting a plant, and then we're planning on fixing our
Should
garden.
we do a plant or something else? I mean, we're open to
Suggestions?
yeah.
I like the fake plants idea because one, we can reuse that plant anywhere else in the house. Let me finish.
I hate fake
I know
plants.
you hate fake plants, but here's the thing. Se forma tremenda guasacera acá adentro because the plant is real.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, it's for the podcast, really, and we kind of need visuals in here. And those plants are always dying because we either overwater them or don't water them at all, which is why we have the garden and we're doing the new stuff for the garden. We just ordered the little refill pods and we got seeds today. So our garden should be up and running.
It died when we went to Japan.
Yeah, there was no water in it left. Okay, talking about Japan, I almost said Judge Japan. Whatever, sorry. Talking about Japan, we are supposed to talk about our second part of the video, our second part of the trip. We left off on Kyoto when I think we filmed arriving at Kyoto, so we didn't even talk about Kyoto.
So this is gonna be a video for someone that's planning on going to Japan.
Mm-hmm. If not, just skip ahead and wait for the next video because
we're
gonna plan on talking about something else in the next video, but we can do part 1 and not do a part 2.
O hay que quiera chismosear también.
Hay que quiera chismosear también. Did you see it? If not, we'll just zoom in. I'm in my fiance era, so talk to me nice. So let's talk about Kyoto. We did so much in Kyoto. Actually, that was part, if not my favorite part of the trip. Actually, number 1 was Kinosaki, which was the least expected part of the trip that I thought I would like. Yeah, the onsens were great. But let's talk about Kyoto. So, we did Fuji the day that we arrived at Kyoto. So I think we talked about the whole Fuji stuff in the last one. We went from Mount Fuji to Kyoto. We stayed in an Airbnb and it was super good.
Super nice.
Yeah, it was like a townhome, but with like the tatami flooring.
If anything, I think I liked the Airbnb more than the hotels.
Yeah.
Because I feel you get more of the experience.
Yeah, it was good.
We had to sleep on the floor.
Yeah. But that was fine. Like it's not like you sleep on the tatami floors, but you have like the whatever that's called, like a colchón,
like a little mattress.
The mattress thing. It was fine. I thought it was great. The floors were like heated flooring. Yeah. It was. I'll put the Airbnb link so you guys can book it, and it wasn't that expensive for the actual Airbnb. Anyway, so we did a lot. We went to main touristy places in Kyoto. We did the Lelabo stuff, which was for like perfume, and the matcha from there. So the matcha was okay. We went for the perfumes, and
we did.
We took some perfumes.
We did, and they have an exclusive one for
Kyoto.
Yeah,
and we took that one as well. My aunt is going now, so I'm going to ask for another one because I really want to refill on it. We did a lot in Kyoto. We did a tea ceremony and kimono experience, which I would do again.
That was great. Yeah.
If anybody's going to Kyoto, I did it through. If you just put on Google kimono tea ceremony, it's going to be the first one to come up. They have amazing reviews. They have 2.6K reviews and it's 4.9. Like they have an amazing stat.
So the tea ceremony basically is that they give you the kimono. They change you into like these kimonos. They do your hair too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into I forgot the name of where they do the ceremony.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's called either.
But
it's on like tatami flooring as well.
They're gonna give you a little history.
Yeah.
You have to be on the floor, and they're gonna do the whole thing. They will show you how to make it yourself.
It's a tea ceremony, but don't think like hot tea. It's matcha. I mean, it's green tea. but
They will show you how to make it.
it was great, and they give you like a little.
Sweet on the side.
It was just an amazing
It
experience.
was great.
I thought it was a good way to like one chill a little bit. We had been going crazy through like Tokyo and
Yeah.
everything. Um, we took a lot of pictures that day. They have beautiful gardens outside. It was really really nice. And I don't remember. I think our tea ceremony person. Her name was Dodo. I think like the bird, whatever.
Yeah. The bird.
She was great. She teaches you how to actually prepare the tea in front of a traditional Japanese family. It was great. I would recommend it. Go do it.
We also had the option to stay with the kimonos all day and then just bring them back. We didn't do that because the shoes are very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't want the attention walking out of Kyoto with like my
but you have
floral.
that option. I think it would be good for someone that's like booking a shot, a
Like a
photo
photo
shoot or
shoot.
something. Yeah.
So we also did a photo shoot in Kyoto, but it was an engagement photo shoot. It wasn't
We're
like
still waiting for those pictures.
yeah, we are. That was cute though. The kimono idea for the photo shoot is cute. So I would do that if you're not. I mean, if you're getting engaged and want to do a kimono shoot, that's fine. I just didn't.
Yeah, but it's good for someone that's.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like book a photo shoot. You can do a photo shoot yourself.
Yeah, it was cute. The whole idea was cute. We did Nishiki Market, which is like the flea and food area where we got our silk, black, like the little sweaters.
Is that where we got the ice cream and the really good ice cream?
They sell that ice cream everywhere. I didn't know. So there's this. I don't know why no one is talking about this on TikTok. The ice cream in Japan is 1,000 out of 10. It's like a soft serve, but I don't know if it's a famous cone or not. It's called cremia cones, and it's just to die for at this point. And I didn't know it was a thing. Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. I didn't know it was like a thing everywhere. So it's everywhere because everywhere we went in Japan, we were having it. It wasn't just like Kyoto. Because when we went to Nara, we also had that cone as well. So it was great. But yes, we went to Nishiki Market. We got a couple of souvenirs there. We ate a lot as well. And then we bought the jackets that I was telling you about. That they weighed like 700 pounds. And God knows when I'm going to wear that again. But
they're made from kimonos.
Yeah, the kimono silk. They have that. They're really nice. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or not, but I was wearing them in one of my pictures. So we did the traditional stuff in Kyoto. We did Philosopher's Path. We did the Okazaki Canal, which you can also ride during cherry blossom season. We didn't do it. It was really, really packed. Kyoto was packed for cherry blossom season.
Yeah.
We did a couple of shrines. We actually didn't even do the famous Hiroshima bamboo forest, the one that everybody goes to or whatever. We ended up doing another shrine to take like better pictures. And then the next day after Kyoto, we did a day trip to Hiroshima and Miyajima, which I also loved.
I think that was one of my favorite parts of the trip.
Yeah.
I feel like there was so much history and beauty. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Hiroshima was very, honestly, very city like. They preserved the part of the bombing so that you can get the feel for it. It feels very sad. It feels very dark.
They have almost a museum.
The museum is fantastic though.
Yeah, like you have to prepare yourself to go into that museum because I mean they have real pictures they have, of real visuals, people very, during the moment.
Especially if you get like disturbed by kids. That's what I was gonna say. It was very intense.
Yeah.
But it was very pretty. It was very like
it was
the truth, right? Unfortunately that's what happened, but it was.
So the tour that we had, the same people, they get you to the museum, they show you around Hiroshima, and then we had lunch. And then from lunch, we went to, what was the name of the island?
Miyajima. So I booked it through Klook as well. It's called Hiroshima and Miyajima one-day bus tour. Our tour person was great. Um, they'll reach out through WhatsApp or your phone or to call you and make sure that you're on your way. Um, it includes lunch and it includes the ferry to get to Miyajima as well. I thought it was great.
It was really good. It was worth it.
If you don't get to go to Nara, like
Mhm.
let's say it's not part of your itinerary, you get to have the deer experience on the island.
Oh,
You
that's
just don't
true.
get to feed them. So you shouldn't. A lot of people were feeding them,
Mhm.
honestly. But you shouldn't feed them on the island. In Nara, it they do
It
feed
is
them.
allowed, yeah.
Yeah. But if you don't have Nara on your itinerary, this is a place where you'll get the feel for the whole deers and they bow and it was really nice. We took a train back.
Oh, I want to mention something before. Keep going. For Kyoto, you have to make reservations for
For
restaurants
yeah, yeah.
because then you're gonna be stuck on lines for an hour, maybe more than an hour.
Yeah, everywhere, honestly. Anywhere good worth
Yeah.
going. So I suggest that I didn't know this. I kind of started putting two and two together. Anything on so to me, when you go and you look for a reservation, everything should be higher than like a 4.9 close to a 5 or a 4.8 to say it's good. It's an amazing restaurant, right? Like here in the States. Over there, anything higher than like a 3.2, 3.5 is like considered a good restaurant.
Yeah.
I
You don't see
also
any fives.
you don't. You
I
actually won't see any fives.
I don't think you see any four.
No, we always saw like
Anything.
3.5,
Yeah.
3.4, 3.
3.8 the
Yeah.
highest.
But I did download towards the end of the trip table log or something like that. That's what they use as like their restaurant
Yeah.
Yelp or whatever. And that really helps.
Like top table.
Yeah. What's it called? Open table.
Open table.
Open
Open table.
table.
Not
It's
top table. Open table.
it's okay. I understand it. So after that's gonna be a full day trip, by the way. So if you do book it through Klook and you get that, you will have an all day trip. And then we got back. I think we had dinner that night in Kyoto,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day we did. I think we spent like 4 days in Kyoto, 2 days in the actual Kyoto, one day in Hiroshima and Miyajima, and then the next day after that, which was my top one favorite part of the trip, we went to Kinosaki, which is a town that has onsens, which is spa like.
Yeah, so imagine this. You check into your hotel and they give you the kimonos and they tell you, you know what? Change into kimonos and get this little pass and then you can walk around and anytime you see an onsen, you can walk in and just
So the town the usually all the hotels will give you. I think there's like I don't know 12, 13. I don't know 12, 13 hotels in there, but they'll give you a map of the town. There's about 7 onsens, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Each onsen has something different, and onsens are just hot.
They have the cave.
Yeah, they have the cave one.
They had
the waterfall.
the waterfall. Those were my top two favorites.
Yeah, everything else is more like a hot bath.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like excruciatingly hot, and I take baths in like devil's water, but it was hot. You didn't even go into some of them because it was so
There was
hot.
one that I just couldn't go in.
Yeah. So I will say though, it was the best experience. I really did like it.
Amazing. I feel like if I go back,
I'd start there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Tokyo, honestly.
Yeah, I would.
I think Tokyo is very New York. It's great for the first time. Like if you're going to Japan, you have to go to Tokyo. But I wouldn't do it again. I think it's a one-time thing. So I think I would spend 4 days in
Kinosaki. Yeah, it was really good.
4 or 5 days.
It was good. I don't know about 5 days.
Was amazing.
So the best food, I think one of the best foods we had was there, but really it's like a spa. It's like a spa day. So let's say that you have already been on a week of crazy
go.
Yeah, it's good to have at least 2 days of spa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about like massages, but we could have done like one day of like the onsens and then the next day full massages.
We did the onsens and then I remember we did like 3 or 2 and then we went back to the room. We took a nap. We
got up again. Yeah.
We did another 2 onsens. Then we went to eat.
So everybody goes very chill. Everybody is in kimonos. And
I think you should explain what an onsen is.
okay, so the onsen itself, honestly, I don't know where the water comes from. I don't know if it's like a volcano or what it is, or but I know it's like a spring or like fresh water from somewhere because some hotels you actually have the connection
I do
of
think it's a volcano.
I don't know what it is, honestly. I should have done my research before this podcast, but the point is we ended up going to Kinosaki first. Let me explain that why. So she has a lot of tattoos. Kyoto has the onsen experience. There's actually that's one of the most famous places to do onsens. It's Kyoto, but you can only have a max of like a certain amount of tattoos, and they have to be fully covered. You have
I
to
think
be
it's a
able
limit
to.
of 5.
I think it's 5. You have to be able to cover them.
They give you like little patches, and
They
you
look
have
like
to
nipple covers.
Yeah.
If you know what that is. And you just put them on, but that wasn't gonna happen here. So I ended up finding a place that is completely tattoo friendly. Like
And that's Kinosaki.
that's Kinosaki. So we ended up going there. It's about 2 hours in train from Kyoto. The onsen itself is an experience. So you will walk in and everyone will be naked. It's a little, the first one is a little like, bam,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not.
But then you get used to it.
Yeah, then after you're like a pro, like after you're just like taking it all off, no one's, it's not a sexual thing. No one is there looking.
I think just insecurities that we have because we're not used to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, those people in there, were
no, it's honestly like a cultural thing. Like if it were to happen here, I feel like people would be sexualizing the whole thing. But if we grew up in that, there was even kids there. You know, if you grew up in that, that's not something you're worried about. Like to me, like I'm looking at someone's privates or something. No. So you go into this almost holy like place with lockers.
Yeah.
You take your towels and everything from your hotel. Your hotel provides you with the passes that you will use at all these onsens. At least ours did. I will tell you the name.
They give you a bag.
Yeah.
With your towel.
The towel. They give you the little towel too. So you're supposed to. There's like an etiquette for it, and usually the hotel person will explain it to you. When you get to the actual onsen place, you're gonna walk into a locker room. That locker room has, space for you to take off your entire kimono, your undergarments, put them away, and then all you're gonna take with you is the little towel. You are allowed to go however you want. It's not like whatever. The only thing that they ask you is to like kind of shave like where they don't see it, like on the outside. So like if you want to leave your armpits or something, like you just shave like what you see. It's part of like their maturity of going to this onsen. Anyway, once you're fully naked, you take your little towel with you. You go inside. You have to shower first, completely. I'm talking about the entire shabam. You'll see that they all sit on these little chairs with a shower right in front of them, and they're there like you're washing yourself. You're washing your
even your hair
parts, your hair. They have like shampoo and conditioner there. They're scrubbing in between their toes. Like we're disinfecting before we go into this water. So let's say you take like a fast 2-minute shower, you go into the bath. No one really talks to you. You're just there. You pick up your hair. I think it's easier if you pick up your hair and you put your towel on your head because that towel will be used for like your face. Small one. Because you're gonna sweat. It's almost like a detox situation.
Not just for your face, but you're also supposed to dry yourself a little bit before you go into the lockers.
Yeah, you're not supposed to wet the lockers again.
Yeah, because of safety reasons, of course.
Also, you're getting into the locker to not be wet. You get me? Like to dry up and get dressed. So I don't think you want to walk into a locker and wet the whole locker where somebody else is getting dry at this point. So whatever, you go into this water, it feels great. You're in there for a good, I don't know, as long as you want.
There's females and there's males. We're not all mixed together.
We're not all mixed together. Yeah. I just had the opportunity.
And I think there were people there from all ages, like from also like 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old lady that she looked
Oh my god, but she's so beautiful.
like a mummy.
She was like a mummy. She was like a little zombie. She was maybe like in her 90s, almost 100s. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And she went on in there. Her tits were like by her knees, and she was like.
Pobrecita, está así dobladita.
It was crazy,
Yeah.
but she was in there with her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She was having such a good time. Well, at least I think she was because she was smiling. So I didn't understand what she was saying. Así mismo se le quema la piel a la vieja. Yeah, it was really hot. It was really hot, but that experience was great. And then after you're done in the water, you shower again. You wash your hair, you condition, you scrub, like te gata at this point.
No, nos bañamos 7 veces.
7 veces. We went to 7 spas. We were done. Like by the end of we were dry.
No, 14, porque una era para entrar y la otra era para salir.
Yeah, it was a lot of washing. But we came out. Once you come out, you you use that little towel. You're gonna go into like a little space where you kind of pat yourself down to take off all the heavy, like the excess water, and then you walk in and you open your locker.
Something else I once had.
What was it?
It was really cold outside.
Yeah.
It didn't feel cold. I think it was so hot in there.
Yeah.
Your body was like.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Used to the temperature.
Yeah, once you get one out of the way, the other ones feel like nothing. No one's watching you. No one's doing anything. You feel part of the situation. It felt really liberating, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was nice. I would go again for sure.
I also really needed it because of my knee. My knee was killing me, and it really did help that day. I would do that again a million times.
Super well rested the next day.
Yeah.
Like super well rested.
We were also exhausted from everything we had done.
And I think I also like felt super hungry that day. I think
from the water. You know when you're like a kid and you go to the beach and then you're starving by the time it's like 3 o'clock because the sun and the water. That's how I felt. I guess I was so dehydrated as well, and from the hot water, we were starving. And we went to a really good restaurant. It was really, really good. I had like the Wagyu steak with the egg and the rice. I can dream of that meal. It was really good. Back to what I was saying. Go to Kinosaki. I actually really recommend it. Don't be scared to be naked. It's fine.
If you don't have it like in your trip,
just add it.
Plan, just
add it. It might be difficult for your husband to go, but you know what? Maybe don't make your husband go. Maybe you should.
I mean, you can book a private one too. I believe you can.
I don't know if they have private onsens. Oh wait, actually, the hotel has private onsen, so you can book a room that has the onsen already, like the water from the whatever, and it comes, and then that way you two can do it together in your room if you want to. But
still, try to have the experience of.
I think the whole experience of the people was it for me.
It's very like, te sientes bien libre, como que se quita esa venda de ese filtro que uno crea de lo sensual.
Para mí, exacto.
Se quita, lo pierde.
Y uno se asusta al principio. Like, but really, it's the truth. Like, si me miran algo que yo no, pero
en verdad es tu mente, es tu inseguridad.
Exacto, y yo incapaz, yo primero miraba para arriba como que yo no miraba nada. Pero después tú te quedas como que no hablando porque yo no hablo con nadie, pero mirabas a la persona a los ojos.
Yeah.
Y no pasaba nada.
Sí, se te va quitando ese sentimiento.
And there was tourists there too. We saw a couple of tourists. A lot of people don't go out to Kinosaki because a lot of people who do that are either local who love that place. Everything was local people, or people who actually have tattoos and need to have a safe
I remember
space.
The girl that like interviewed you.
Oh my God! So
she's
there
like,
was.
How do you know about Kinosaki? Like this.
Yeah, so we went to go get.
This is so far away.
We went to go get a soda. And she came out of nowhere. She was like, "Can I interview you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, here we go. I'm gonna come out on Japan News." And it was about that. She was like, "How did you know? How did you find out about this place? Whatever." And I told her, and I was like, "Through TikTok." And she was like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe it, you know." Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it, and I think you should definitely.
It's just locals. It's very known.
Add it to your itinerary, and honestly, if you can spend 3 days there at least. to get the full experience, you're gonna love it because of the food. The food there was actually really good.
And if you go during cherry blossom season, you also able to see the cherry blossom.
It almost looks like you're on Philosopher's Path. So that's part of. You'll skip the lines from Kyoto. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You'll see the full bloom because they have beautiful and their actual thing has koi fish in their stream. It was beautiful. The place is beautiful. I want to go there again. I even talked about going back for like our honeymoon. Just
and the room. Oh my god.
I know the hotel we stayed at. So the hotel we stayed at is called Acacia. Honestly, I will put it on my thing. It was very hard to find. Book with time. Book with time. It was very hard to find. Remember how long I took to find something for?
I think someone canceled and you were able to get it.
Yeah. Book it with time. So we only spent one day in Kinosaki. The next day we woke up and we went to Osaka. Osaka is pretty chill, honestly.
Yeah, I think Osaka is similar to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than Tokyo.
I think it's a little less, and people there are, you can tell that it's normal. So Tokyo has higher end.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say higher end people, but you can tell it's
more brand stuff. You see people with like brand stuff and.
Yeah, this is more like it's a city, but it's really more like.
Osaka is very normal
people, exactly. The food was great. Dontonbori Street or whatever it's called was great. We should have gone like 5 times to just try everything that's on that street.
3 times.
3 times. We should have gone 10. It was that good. There was a lot of things to try. Yeah. One thing I will tell you about Osaka uses another type of transportation card. They do use the Suica sometimes or Suica or whatever it's called, but they also use one that's called Icoca. Icoca. That's what it is. You can add it to your Apple Wallet too. Because I think the most embarrassing thing, besides your card declining for insufficient funds in front of the train station, is when they don't use that card. So then they'll just be like, oh, come over here. Like, we'll add it to your Apple Wallet or whatever.
It's super simple to do.
Yeah.
You just open your wallet. You go all the way to the top where it says search. No, where it says add.
There's a little plus sign.
Add, at the top. Yeah. And then you can type the name of the car and then it will show up.
It was... Honestly, I think it's easier than having to go and recharge a card or find wherever you're going.
And, I mean, you're always running around. So if you have to go and like look for the car and then
it's no sé qué,
there's always going to be people behind you.
Yeah,
you have to go fast.
That place is fast.
Yeah,
trains there are fast.
So your phone you just tap it and keep going. You don't even have to look for the car in your phone.
Exactly. I thought that was the best thing we could have done. Yeah. Osaka, we did the Umeda Sky Building, which was cute too. Coincidentally, we were there during Osaka Expo. So we went
to the expo.
It rained all day, but we still got a really good feel for it. The Osaka Expo is basically every single country.
Yeah, they made it this year. They made it about like countries. So they had like
showing what technology
looks
they're
like
adding
in country.
Yeah, and what they're adding to Japan, honestly, what they're offering to the world and it had a lot. It had like robotic stuff. It had healthcare stuff. Yeah. The healthcare was beyond belief. But we didn't have, so I didn't know that this was a thing. We coincidentally were there. We got tickets. People actually flew over there from other countries to show their expo.
This expo was supposed to happen in 2022.
But COVID happened.
But it didn't happen because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I remember like one of the things that we saw that like caught my attention was the new machine that they have now. It's like an X-ray machine, but you can see cancer. Like you can see the cancer cells. So it's basically going to make it so much easier to operate.
Y puedes meter la mano. No te pasa nada.
No.
And like in your actual, like the other person who's doing the surgery.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the radiation.
So you can see that like the cancer cells, they change color. Like you can see them in a different color. So it's super simple to just go in and like remove them now.
We saw a lot of also cars that they're making,
Mm-hmm.
flying cars, wolf-like cars that like go up mountains and everything. I think Yamaha is making it or something
Yeah.
like that. We saw a lot, and honestly, we didn't even see more than 25% of the place.
It was a great experience.
It was
I'm
good.
happy we got to see that.
Yeah, it was good. The next day after Osaka, we did Nara. I liked Nara. I liked Nara, but
I mean, I think since we already had the experience of
at
the
Miyajima with the deer.
with the
Yeah.
deers, yeah. And
But I
Miyajima,
did.
it wasn't as like, I don't know, like exciting for me because I already had the experience with the deers.
Yeah.
So,
But let's
I
say
mean, it
you,
was
if
fun.
you don't do Miyajima, do Nara.
Mhm.
And then Nara does have a beautiful, beautiful
Temple.
temple, which left me just as in shock as the one from Kamakura of the big Buddha or
Mhm.
whatever. This one's actually called the same. It's called Great Buddha Hall. It was stunning. We
It
felt,
was beautiful.
well, at
Yeah.
least I felt like I didn't even belong in there, like I shouldn't be in there. It was that pretty.
Yeah, I felt like
It's worth
holy.
going to see. If you go during cherry blossom season, which we did, but I didn't make it out there. I did add a temple to go to that's called Subosaka there, whatever. I will add it there. And Mount Yoshino. So Mount Yoshino is supposed to be like one of the most impressive looks of. It's a mountain full of cherry blossoms.
Did we go to Nara during Osaka or Kyoto? Osaka.
Osaka.
Mm.
Some people go during like from Kyoto, they stay in Kyoto and then they just do Osaka, come back to
Because
Kyoto.
Osaka and Kyoto are very close to each other.
And then Osaka and Nara are right next to each other. And then Osaka and Kobe are right next to each other. So we didn't do Kobe either. My leg was
We were tired.
Yeah, my leg was just not having it at that point. But add Nara to your thing. I really did like it. Like if you don't do Miyajima, do Nara. That way you can get the deer
I wasn't a
experience.
fan of Nara.
was.
I mean, if
liked
you
it.
want to have the experience with the deers, then yes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan of Nara. Honestly, we tried looking for a place to have lunch, and
There
we
wasn't
didn't
that
find
great.
anything good.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I think we had better food at Osaka than anything.
Yeah.
We ate a lot at Dotonbori.
Then
We had
the ramen,
we had ramen. We had
the cheese coin.
that cheese coin was good.
We had the gyozas.
You're making me hungry.
I'm starving. So let's hurry.
Let's hurry. I'm sorry.
We had
Oh my god, we had the matcha with the creme brulee topping.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was really good. We had the cheesecake, like the fluffy cheesecake.
Which she, by the way, only let me have one bite, which was the one from my video, and then after that, she
That was
le dio un
delicious.
bajón de azúcar that night, and then she had the rest of the whole pancake. The pancake, for reference, is this big.
It's not that big.
It is this big. It is this big.
Que exagera, no, es más chiquito, es así. Enséñalo. Así.
De todas maneras, el tamaño de mi cara. That big,
Estaba
this
rico.
thick. She let me have one for the video when I said it was delicious, and then that same night I went to sleep too early, and she devoured it.
Se jodió.
So the point is, if you don't have Instagram, you probably haven't seen that pancake, but I will tell you what that place is called.
And prepare to make a long line.
Yeah, there was like a 40-minute wait for the pancake.
Yeah.
If you want fresh ones, it's a 40-minute wait. If you don't,
you still have to make a line.
Maybe like 20 minutes.
Maybe.
And it's not that they're not fresh. They were just done 2 hours ago, so they might not be as hot. Honestly, it's just worth getting.
It was great. I wanted to buy more and bring over here, but she didn't let me. Like,
that's not what happened.
You're gonna gain too much weight.
I would never say that. You know that. Oh my god, people are gonna think that I like fat shame you. No. Anyway, the point is, we had the pancake. It was great. We as too many people. She had the pancake. I had a bite. Anyway, the next day we went to Osaka again. We were exhausted. We were leaving the next day, like to come back home to the States.
Some shopping.
So we did shopping and we did the Osaka Castle, which is really like the video of what people say of like you get there, you're like, oh, and then you're like bye, and you just leave because we didn't even want to go into the museum at this point.
Yeah.
But it was worth seeing. It was really, really pretty.
I mean, after a while, it gets very like
Yeah, she was like, another
repetitivo.
shrine, and I was like, what do you want to
You
do
kind of see the
here?
same thing in every shrine, you know. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's the same thing over and over again. It's fine. I think that's why I liked Hiroshima, and
It was something different.
yeah, it was different.
It was different.
It was different.
The trip was fantastic. Obviously, I don't know if you see this, but I'm engaged, and now we are planning not another trip. We are planning the wedding. It's happening. I have an appointment with the event planner next week, which is this week on Thursday. DM me. I'll tell you more info about that. I'm super excited. She got me a little event planning thing.
She's a great planner, guys. She's really good. So she really went into detail. We haven't talked about everything that is actually on in
trains,
her
everything.
phone. Yeah, like everything that I think she has like a 7-page PDF on the whole entire trip.
I'm a little intense.
So she's really good with this kind of stuff. So honestly, like if you are planning to go to Japan and you need it, like you want some help, just reach out. She will help you. She loves doing that.
Yeah. Or honestly, any trip. Honestly, any trip. I have one for Egypt. When am I going? I'm not sure, but I have one for Egypt already done. We talked about getting our stuff taken away in TSA too.
Oh yeah, that happened.
We lost a couple of things from our luggage because we took it on top.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, just get another bag and check it in.
So yeah, everything you get from
shopping anywhere, it doesn't matter where you shop.
Yeah, so either give it to you in this tax-free bag, just put it in your check bag.
Don't. Yeah.
They're not gonna check it. Like I know they tell you like, oh no, you have to make sure because they're gonna check for it. They don't. Just put it in your check bag.
Mm-hmm.
And just go through TSA and that's it. Because what we did is that we took it with us through TSA.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, thank God.
Thank God.
Just one.
Yeah.
And it was because we didn't have space on the check bag. So we took it with us, and they took it away.
I think next time we go to Japan, because there will be a next time, I'm just not gonna take clothes. I'm gonna take like way less.
We heard that so many times, and we still took so many stuff. I regret that so much.
I mean, it's not like I was gonna go shopping for clothes, but I was gonna go shopping for a lot of other things.
Yeah, and a lot of things that we took that we never wore, honestly.
I don't know about you. I had an outfit every day.
But still, you came back with like 5 outfits that you didn't wear.
That's fine, but did I look cute?
Tengo hambre, dale.
¿Tú ves cómo me tratan en este podcast? Bueno.
Ay, por favor.
Bueno, dame un besito para terminar.
Y es eso que después la gente dice.
Un besito.
Te amo.
Te amo.